It's a very chilly day in Cleveland, Ohio today. It's snowy and icy and just all over annoying. So if you're watching this and you're somewhere nice and sunny with no cold, I envy you, but I'm also happy for you at the same time. Anyways, I'm Amber. Welcome to my channel. And today I am starting the very first of hopefully many videos of me punch needling, as I kind of just do voiceovers and talk about what I'm thinking about that day or what I'm thinking about in general. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned for more. Talking about this is so difficult because they're really my innermost feelings, the feelings that I've protected for so long and kept secret for so long, because I felt speaking my truth and speaking about who I am and my core would make me vulnerable. It would allow people to see me in a way that maybe they haven't before, and that maybe in doing so they wouldn't like what they saw. And that's a fear that I feel like I've operated under for so long, because there was this need to be liked, this need to have people understand me. And I was never the type to really do things for attention in terms of making people like me. I just wanted, when I did interact with people or when people did see me, I wanted them to like what they saw. But I wasn't going to go out of my way to make people like me. And so I think the issue with that is, either way you look at it, you're still dealing with that desire for external validation, that desire to be validated by somebody outside of yourself. And I think that when I did that consistently, I created this pattern of not valuing my own ideas and my own thoughts and feelings, because I was waiting for somebody else to tell me, yeah, that's right, you should think that, you should feel that. I was waiting for this confirmation. And the problem with that is, relying on that is, even when somebody does co-sign something that you're doing or you're saying, it always feels hollow, because you want that to come from yourself deep down. Deep down, you want to feel that in your gut. That this, if you say this is my favorite color is orange. But if I'm looking at somebody else to validate that they also like orange, it doesn't quite resonate the same, because it's like, I don't care. I like orange. Why should it matter if this other person likes orange as well? And that's been my whole life. And it's been a personal battle, because it's never been something I wanted to share, because I've always felt embarrassed to say, I seek external validation. I seek the validation of others that have nothing to do with anything that I'm doing. And I think within that lens, I can understand why I've dealt with depression and anxiety for so long, is because I've never allowed myself to feel my own emotions and my own thoughts and my own existence. I've always looked for that validation of my existence from somebody else. And as a result, I'm in this space now today at 25 years old, where I'm so indecisive. I can't decide what I want to do. I can't decide anything about who I am and how do I present myself. And I think I've spent so much time being that way that I've gotten to a point where it's just like, I just want to avoid all of it because I'm tired. You know, you spend all of this time thinking of every possible angle of something. Like with my hats, I can't tell you how many times I've decided I quit. I don't want to do this. I hate this. I know that people don't really mess with this like this. I know that people don't like these like that. Like, all of these things I'm telling myself. And none of it has to do with how do I feel. Do I trust myself enough to keep going with this? My decisions and feelings about this has always been about what I think other people think about it. And the reason that I'm saying all of this right now is because a part of why I feel so anxious, especially with sharing my ideas and sharing my creations, is this fear that people are gonna just hate it. And I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna be having a party of one. Oh, look at this hat I made. And it's just like nothing. And the fear is unrealistic because people do support me. Like, people do buy my stuff. People love my stuff, for the people that do vocalize that. But for some reason, I don't hear that. It's like I filter it out and I fill it in with the negative self-talk. However, within going into therapy and actually giving it a try, aside from just going once and stopping, I was able to kind of see myself in this different light that I never had before. Suddenly, I wasn't just this negative person who couldn't do anything right and was going to be depressed forever. Suddenly, I was a person with feelings that mattered regardless of the circumstances, regardless of my traumas. That those things happened to me and that they weren't my fault. And that I can acknowledge why they made me who I am today, but also acknowledge why I need to change it if I want to feel better. And that sounds simple, like a conclusion I could come to by myself without the help of somebody else. But when you're so stuck in your head, it's so hard to look at something and be objective like that. And so when I spoke to my therapist once, something that's really stuck with me now and is making me always check myself when I get in that moment where I want to be negative and talk down about myself, is that I've humbled myself into insecurity. I've convinced myself that I have to be for everyone. I have to be everybody's cup of tea. Everybody has to like me. And so in order for that to happen, I need to be as humble as possible. I need to be as malleable as possible so that people can digest me. But why do I have to be digestible for other people? And that really put that into perspective for me, that I'm spending so much time trying to be relatable, trying to be real, trying to be the version of myself that people like, that I don't even, what's left for me? And as a result, I don't show up. Like, how can I when I'm so stressed, thinking of every possible negative thing that's gonna happen? And so as I close this hat, I just want to say that if you struggle with these same types of issues, which in specific is being a people pleaser, having a hard time setting boundaries and having a hard time telling people no and standing up for yourself, you can. And nothing is going to happen to you when you do. And if you've dealt with trauma with what being a people pleaser comes with, then you know how scary it is to kind of step out of that and be like, no, I'm gonna stand up for myself. But like, you owe that to yourself, to trust yourself and not to doubt your intuition and what you want out of your life. You don't have to think about how other people are going to think about your decisions. You're capable and you can do it. With that, thank you guys so much for listening to me talk. It's really nice to be able to open up a little bit, but also share my craft a little bit more. So if you like these videos more, subscribe and I will do more, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.